College, Dr. R. Jaiprakash Tiwari, the Director of Health Services, Dr. Rupa Naik, Chief Medical Officer of Non-Communicable Diseases Cell of DHS Goa, Dr. Sandesh Madkaikar, the Head of the Department of the Institute of Psychiatric and Human Behavior, Dr. Mari D'Souza, Professor Vikram Patel, who is the co-founder of Sangat, and Professor Abhijit Nadkarni, who is the principal investigator of the IMPRESS program. I request all the dignitaries to kindly take their seat. I request Professor Vikram Patel to welcome our Honorable Health Minister, Shri Min.Vishwajit Rane, with a floral bouquet and a token of appreciation. We are honored to acknowledge all the other portfolios held by our Honorable Health Minister, including the Department. I request Professor Vikram Patel to also welcome the Director of DHS, Dr. Rupa Naik. Thank you, Dr. Naik, for your wholehearted support and collaboration. I request Doctor, we are honored with your presence and grateful for your support with this event.
ह्या अज्ञानाचो काळोख पयस करून उजवाड, सबुद्धी आणि मंगल विचार आमच्या जीवनात हाडटा. खंयचे शुभ कार्य दीप प्रज्वलनान सुरवात करप ही आमची सुंदर परंपरा आसा. दीप हे देवाचे रूप आसा. दीप उजवाड दिवन आमच्यो सगळ्यो वायट गोष्टी पयस करूंक ह्या पवित्र दीपाक आमचो नमस्कार. दीपो ज्योती परब्रह्म, दीपो ज्योतिर्जनार्दन, दीपो हरतु मे पाप, दीप ज्योती नमोस्तुते. दीप प्रज्वलनाचो सुवाळो संपन्न जाला अशें ज्या एंग्जायटी
तुमकां सगळ्यांक म्हाजो नमस्कार. हांव म्हाजे 2 शब्द तुमच्या मुखार सांगूंक सोदतां. म्हाजें नांव गीता नायक. हांव कानोड्याचें, फोंड्या तालुक्यांत रावतां. म्हाजें लग्न जालां आनी म्हाका 2 भुरगीं आसा. हांगा हांव तुमच्या समोर उबें रावन म्हजो अनुभव तुमकां सांगपाक सोदतां. खूब बरें दिसता. हांव खूब फावटी दुयेंत पडटालें. म्हाका खूब ताण आसलो आनी हांव खूब वीक जाल्लें. आठवड्यांतल्यान 2 फावटी हांव ID हॉस्पिटलांत दोतोरा कडेन वयतालें. एक दीस एक सिस्टर म्हजे कडेन आयली आनी ताणा खातीर आशिल्ल्या ह्या इम्प्रेस कार्यावळी विशयी सांगलें. हांवें तिच्या प्रश्नाची उत्तरां दिलीं. नंतर तिणें म्हाका सांगलें की म्हाका ताण संबंदीत भलायकी समस्या आसा आनी तेंच्या खातीर तुमकां कावन्सिलींग मेळूं येता. हांवें खुशयेन हें मान्य केलें. कावन्सिलरान म्हाका खूब आदार दिलो आनी म्हजो सगळो हुस्को कावन्सिलरा कडेन हांवें सगळो उक्तो केलो आनी म्हजें सगळें बऱ्या तरेन तिणें म्हाजें सगळें आयकलें आनी म्हाका खूब विश्वास दिलो आनी तिणें म्हाका खूब खूश रावपाची थोडी कामांय करपाक लायली. मागीर हांवें ल्हवू ल्हवू करून म्हाजी थोडी कामां करपाक उमेद जायनासली ती कामां करपाक सुरू केली. जणू की म्हाज्या थोडी झाडां लायली गार्डनान, तेंची काम करून सगळी हांवें केली. थोडी जनावरांची थोडी हांवें कुयदाद केली. अशी करून हांवें म्हाजी हळू म्हाका काम करपाक कसलेच उमेद येनासली ती कामां केली आनी तिणें म्हाका मागीर हांवें मागीर घर निवळ केलें, मागीर पाळीव जनावरांची काळजी घेतली आनी ह्या सगळ्या गजालींनी म्हाका खूब बरें दिसलें. म्हयन्या भितर म्हाका खूब बरें दिसल्या नंतर म्हज्या गांवांतल्या काही लोकांक ह्या कार्यावळी विशयी जाणून घेवपाक मदत करपाची म्हाजी इच्छा जाली. हांवें तांकां हें सांगलें तेन्ना तांणी म्हाका सांगाती म्हणून प्रशिक्षण घेवपाची संद दिली. मागीर ऑनलायन कोर्स पूर्ण करून सांगाती म्हणून सर्टिफिकेटूय मेळयली. ह्या कार्यावळी विशयी थोड्यांक माहिती दिवपाक आनी तांकां कावन्सिलींग घेवपाक प्रोत्साहन दिवपाक म्हाका खूब बरें दिसलें. ह्या कार्यक्रमांत वांटो घेवन खऱ्यांनीच म्हाका म्हाज्या जिवितांत खूब बदल जालो. ह्या प्रवासांत म्हाका खूब मदत केल्ल्या सगळ्यांचो उपकार मानता आनी ह्या कार्यक्रम आमच्या गोंयांत असोच चालू उरचो आनी हांव अशी संदी बाळगीतां. हो कार्यक्रम सदांच असोच चालू उरचो आनी जे लोक थोडे जे डिप्रेशनान गेल्ले आसा तांकां बरें करून भायर हाडचें तितूंतल्यान. हांव इतलें करून म्हाजें भाशण सोंपयतां. देव बरें करूं.
माझे नाव तृप्ती साईनाथ केसरकर. हांव मोल्ल्या सत्तरीचें. म्हाज्या गांवांत हांव डिप्रेशनाचेर अवेरनेस करपाचें काम गेल्या 2 वर्सां सावन करतां. तशेंच जांकां हो उपचार मेळपडटालो तांकां उपचार पुराय करपाक, तशेंच जांकां सेशनाची याद करपाक किंवा PSC सेंटरान व्हरपाक घरा पावोवपाक सपोर्टूय करताले. हें काम करपाचो म्हाजो अनुभव तुमच्या मुखार दवरपाक म्हाका खूब खोशी जाता. पयलीं सुरवातीक हें काम करच्या पयलीं मनान खूब धाकधूक आशिल्ली की हें काम म्हाज्या कडेन बऱ्या तरेन जातलें काय ना. पूण जसो जसो आमच्या संगतान आमकां ऑनलायन ट्रेनींग दिली तेज्या उपरांत हें काम हांव बऱ्या तरेन करूं शकलें. सुरवातीक आमकां मातसो भंय दिसतालो की हें काम म्हाज्या कडेन जातलें काय ना. पूण आमच्या सुपरवायझरान म्हणजेच मॅडम लालन मडकयकर हांच्या मार्गदर्शना खाली जसो जसो आमकां सपोर्ट मेळपाक गेलो तसो तसो हांव हें काम करपाक शकलें. तेज्या उपरांत व्हिडिओ स्क्रिनींग करप, ल्हानशें कॉम्पिटिशन दवरून लोकांक एकठांय करप किंवा कॅम्प ऑर्गनायज करप किंवा ज्या जाग्यार कॅम्प आसा थंय वचून अवेरनेस करपाचें काम हांवें सुरू केलें. आमचो उत्साह पळोवन एक सुपरवायझरान आमकां एक नाडकोलें बसयलें आनी आमकां त्या नाडकोल्याक जे हेल्प लागतालो तो सगळो तेंच्यांनी केलो. मागीर हे नाडकुले आमी सांखळे रवींद्र शिगमोत्सवाक बिचोले गुडी पाडव्याक तशेंच रवींद्र भवनान जाल्ल्या स्वयंपूर्ण सुवाळ्याकूय केलें. आनी तेज्या उपरांत डिप्रेशनाचेर खूब बरे तरेन अवेरनेस जावपाक लागलें. सुरवातीक लोक आमकां कितें आपल्या मनांतलें सांगपाक फाटीं फुडें करतालो, सांगूंक सोदिनासलेलो. पूण जेन्ना जेन्ना हो प्रोग्राम जालो आनी हेजेर अवेरनेस जायत गेलें तेज्या उपरांत लोकांचो विश्वास ह्या डिप्रेशन हेचेर पडलो आनी लोकांनी आपल्या मनांतलें आमकां सांगलें. तेज्या उपरांत लोक म्हणजे बऱ्याच जाणांनी हो उपचार घेतलो आनी लोक बरेय जाले आनी हे बरें जाल्लेलें पळोवन मनाक खूब समाधान दिसलें. जेणे करून की अशें दिसलें की आमी कितें तरी बरें आनी खूब व्हडलें काम करता अशें म्हणून. सांगपाचें म्हळ्यार म्हाका दिसता की अजुनूय आमच्या लोकांक ह्या सेशनाची आनी ह्या अवेरनेसाची खूब गरज आसा आनी हे खातीर हे लोकांक हें फुडें सुद्दां हें काम मेळचें. तशेंच बाकीच्या संगतींकूय हें खूब आवडटलें की हो अवेरनेस चालू उरचो. कारण जे कितें म्हणजे लोकांक जे कितें दुबाव आसा, जे कितें त्रास आसा पळय ते आमकां खबर आसा की कशें तेंच्या फुड्यान एक्सप्लेन करपाचें, कितें तेंकां सांगपाचें. तेज्या खातीर म्हाजी एक सरकारा कडेन कळकळीची विनंती आसा की सरकारान हाचेर विचार करचो आनी जर आमकां थोडीशी आर्थीक जर मदत मेळ्ळी जाल्यार हें काम आमी बऱ्या तरेन करूं शकतले. इतलेंच सांगून हांव म्हाजी 2 उतरां सोंपयतां. थँक्यू.
Let's give her a big round of applause. Dr. Swati Raikar from Korlim PHC. Dr. Vaibhavi Raikar from Kurtori PHC. Let's appreciate their hard work with a huge round of applause. Thank you. Dr. Mamta Pujari from Kankon PHC. Dr. Shweta Gaonkar from Kansaulim PHC. Gokul Shetkar from Kolwale PHC. Round of applause, please. Thank you. And Dr. Prajakta Lotlikar from Saligaon PHC. Thank you. I request Sri Bakle from Fonda PHC. Thank you. We also have Pavitra Garg from Kolwale PHC who is not able to make it today. So in total there were 10 primary health center counselors who advanced to become peer supervisors and were helping their peers, 90 other counselors in this program. Thank you, Honorable Minister Shri Vishwajit Rane ji, for distributing.
Because she also has a role to play in a very different way through all these activities that are being conducted. Actually, initially I thought, and Frazella Araujo, who been pushing, she said, no, this function is there with Sangat, you should go there. And then I realized, where's my other director, Mrs. Desai? So I found she's covered herself with a sari, and also I was wondering whether she's feeling cold or she has a story to tell. So I was going to call her to express what she has in mind. Anyway, for one, and there are people here who will identify with what I'm trying to say. I was talking to Professor Patel and somebody who has got vast experience, and there was a time when we were talking, I think just prior to COVID, just before COVID, we were trying to push this initiative forward. And sometimes, systems of the government are such, and members of the media, I've taken everybody's name. All of them are sitting there in different places, some here, some there. It's very important that this message goes loud and across within the community what the state government along with Sangat is doing. Sangat has been associated with us, and it's very important. I was just listening to each person coming and giving their own life's experiences. They became community helpers and basically trying to help and create awareness. That's what we were just discussing, is what is the way forward. I'm grateful to the whole team of DHS before I go ahead, and also all the counsellors who have been doing a phenomenal job. It's not only sitting and making calls, but it's also trying to understand what the situation and what the other person is going through. Depression or mental health well-being and the initiatives that are being taken today in the country by the Honorable Prime Minister, and where a lot of priority and lot of support is being given to these type of initiatives. And for one, we are very happy Professor Patel is with this association and his relationship with Sangat. What I was just mentioning is Monica is here, who is known to me from time I have been a child. My childhood friend, and this much we were, is that what depression is, and how do you deal with that word depression. It's not only just depression. There are many people in the audience here who may have still not reached to the counselor. There may be so many people here who may not be in a position to even express what they're going through. Actually, I always tell the people and all of you, I just want you to know that this is something that is very, very, very important. It is something, the community, not only the community or organizations like Sangat, but it's also the government that has to play a very proactive role in today's times. I was just asking Professor Patel, with the community people, the community helpers or Sangatis, whatever you call them, their role is very important. Just now somebody just mentioned, if you give us a little bit more financial backing from the state, perhaps we'll be in a better position to do a better job. It's very important. We spend so much money, and this is not just allocation of funds, or this is just a program where we are going to talk about mental health and wellness, or this is something where we are only going to talk about what Professor Vikram Patel has just mentioned to us and our association. It can, in some cases, it can consume you worse than any kind of a deadly disease that you allopathically try to define. Because then if you're not able to find a solution to that, it consumes a particular patient. And we don't want that to happen. We want to strengthen the community. Mental health and wellness is something that is very important. It is something that we need to deal with very aggressively. It is something that we need to, the stigma that is attached to the people. Sometimes people feel there may be a stigma attached to me that I'm undergoing depression that still exists. And that has to be eliminated. And that's why I was just suggesting whether we can have a formalized structure and see that whether we can, train more, whether psychologists, which you're talking about, whether they're academically they're qualified, but they need to be given that clinical approach or that training. And I would like to assure you that if you put up a fresh MOU with the government, then perhaps IPHB, DHS, Goa Medical College and Sangat can have a, all of us can come together and train these psychologists that are there, spread them across the state. Today it's not a problem that deals with a person of a specific age. Even youngsters suffer from these type of issues and they have to be addressed at an appropriate time. And why I mentioned Monica then, because she knows why I am talking about that, because this depression, when you see, and that's why many times the media and all, I always tell them it's not a real life experience, not a real life experience, but it's a real life experience where you go through situations in your own life and you see somebody who's close to you going through all these type of things, and then you need to address those problems. Today, with your proactive approach and Sangat's proactive approach and pushing the government to take certain steps, and our visionary leader, Honorable Prime Minister Shri Modi ji, who's trying to see that the system is changed in a very different way and these issues are addressed. Today, every state government is making it a mission to actually go forward and trying to see that we are able to, it's also equivalent to saving a life. There were 3 people who mentioned about their life experiences. They said they didn't have the confidence to deal with a particular situation. They didn't know what was happening to them until they went and met somebody and somebody counseled them and they brought them out of the situation. It is important, what if they had not met a counselor and what they had not been shown the right path to go and get that type of counseling done, and coming out of it is very important. I've seen someone close to me not only going through it but also coming out of it. And when Professor Patel mentioned 30 years back, I'm talking more than 40 years back, 45 years back. And 45 years back, I'm just trying to say that you can imagine at that point of time we didn't have any system. Perhaps we had only in those days we had S.D. Sharma and other people of that stature who used to be there. But it is very important. It's important for us. There is stress, pressure, today's way of life. It's very important to address these issues by having a robust system in place. Having a call center that they deal with. And Goa is such a small state. And Goa being a very small state, like what Professor Patel has offered, on overall parameters that we can have and have that association and create that type of awareness. Counselors and doctors who are clinically, clinically qualified will agree with the point of view that it is very important for us to, come openly and, and try to see that we are able to create a large team which is structured, which is funded by the state government, and along with this partnership with you, so that all the 4 verticals are taken care of. Like Dr. Sandesh Madkar just mentioned, number of calls that mean that, and all that is happening, but we need to go more deeper. And we need to see that we are able to address. Sometimes people become silent. And many times you feel when a person becomes, I have seen people sitting in this audience and what depression can do to you. Sometimes you lose somebody who's close to you. It can actually take you to a dip. And if you come out of that dip, you're fine. If you don't come out of the dip, it can be very fatal. And this is something which I have seen in front of my own eyes. That's why, for me, this is a matter of great concern. As not only a policy maker, but somebody who has, I am privileged to have access to Professor Patel, who can actually guide us and guide the state government. And let me tell you, today itself we had a meeting. All of us were there. Dr. Rupa was there, the Dean was there, and we were just talking, today, let me tell you, the state governments are becoming much more receptive to new ways of life, new ways of treatment protocol, and new ways of dealing with issues that matter to the citizens. Just imagine if there's a lady in the house and she's depressed. The whole house crumbles. It's like a person having a disease. If somebody has cancer, there's a total collapse in that house. I'm talking of a lady. It can be a man also. But it's very important for us to address these issues in a very different way. People have to talk about it. The younger generation and new way of life and type of pressures and pulls can put people in different situations. And as a result, it is important for the state government to see that we are able to create this huge, ecosystem of trained psychologists. And apart from that, further strengthening the call centers, have more counselors placed so that, right up to the rural most part of Goa, we are able to reach out and provide that care and hear the people who require help and, and reach out to them. Some people can't call out to you. You may have a number, but you are not able to reach there. That's why there's integration between various departments and also departments like WCD, which has the largest outreach in the state in its own way. it's important for us to engage and move forward. The media also has a very important role to play, is to try to create awareness. And most importantly, this association with Professor Patel mentioned, we want to go ahead in that particular way. And just now I was listening to one of the people who just spoke and said that there should be some sort of financial assistance and financial backup from the state government. Be rest assured, we'll make sure that happens. It is a small state, as a result of which we were just talking about the psychologists that are there, training them, creating that type of training and an ecosystem for them so that they can be taken along with us in this arrangement with you and give them a certain amount of, apart from the training, we need to take care of them. And we need to see that we make use of their services. This is equally important to us, as important as dealing with any other disease in the Goa Medical College or any other health issue in any other institution. But same way, volunteers and community health support system and the ecosystem that you are creating, they also should be given something so that their transportation, if they want to do, there are people who actually have come out of it and who want to actually serve in the community. So they should be given that type of a support. And I'm sure our government will be in the position to do that. But if you give us an MOU before you leave, because you know how it goes, I have to only check because before you leave, when you come back. So before you leave, if you can give us a draft MOU or ask someone to pursue with the draft MOU, we'll see that it is taken in the right perspective, because you will be in a better position to give us a structure that is required. And that structure, then our system then can take over and then support that particular system along with Sangha. And I would like to congratulate right from the call center to all the counselors, to all the medical officers, health officers, without whose support, achieving these things is very difficult. And our team here sitting on stage, our doctors who are there, and even IPHP, I was actually contemplating, I think we need to take your advice on changing the name of IPHP. The Institute of Psychiatric Care and all is all outdated now concept. We need to create a name which does not, don't feel you're stigmatized, there's no stigma attached to it, and that name has to change. Actually, I had moved a file, but I did not know what should I call that particular institution. And it's important for us. There are small children's people going there. A lot of people look at, different, he's gone to IPHP and come back. Well, there must be seriously something wrong. No, it can be also counseling. It can be several other things. And we need to see that we are able to deal with the children's segment right from a certain age onwards. And we need your support for that. Like you said, there are few governments who are open to things. There are few governments who are very, like to work in a very close manner. But Government of Goa is here to see that we are able to provide the best of care to the citizens and also to take this program forward. The program, along with you, is something that we want to take forward on a larger scale. And I think before you go, if you are able to put a brief MOU through, then the government will be in a better position to see that we are able to structure it and move forward. I am grateful to Professor Vikram Patel for pursuing this with us. Our head of department, IPHP, and other doctors who are present here. The support system and the ecosystem is already there in place. All our doctors are there, very supportive, as a result of which every program we are able to take in a very different way forward and make it a success. I would like to thank you, and same time, this program is just the beginning. That's why every time we meet you, every time I think there were times of frustration when Professor Patel met me, I think prior to COVID, because he felt that nothing is moving, it had to move. But now I can assure you with a lot of confidence that the government is here to listen, and government is here for the people, and we are here to see that the people are taken care of at every level. It can be a particular health issue, and this health issue which we are talking about, it's not only a health issue. This deals with a lot of counseling and several other things, and I think you would be in the best position to guide the state government of Goa to move forward. I would like to thank you for actually pushing us in this direction, and thanking all of you for being present here, sharing your experiences. And we are here with you. We support you, and we also want to reach out. Once again, before concluding, I would like to say to each one of you that we would like to reach out to those voices that cannot be heard. We need to reach out to the people who are in the ruralmost part of Goa who have issues like this, but we have not yet been able to reach them. And we will do our best to see that we are able to hear those voices. Thank you so much.
With sincere thanks to everyone present here today, I conclude this event.
प्लॅटफॉर्म आमी केल्लो आसा थंय जातले आमी कॉल करता त्या ऑर्डरीन तुमी थंय वचचें आनी ही ट्रॉफी घेवची अशें हांव तुमच्या लागीं मागता.